There is, and they're all, like, it's very hard to get pure cranberry juice because of that. If you ever taste a pure cranberry juice, it's very, very hard to take. Really.
So the cranberry juice you get in supermarkets is not the pure cranberry juice.
No, it'll always be cut with
sweeteners and so forth.
or apple juice or something like that. It's generally sweetened up because pure cranberry juice is very bitter. But pure cranberry juice is really the one to get, because you don't need much of it, and just a small amount, 2 or 3 times a day, can be really effective for any kind of kidney infection, but any type of kidney disorder and so on, because it has metabolites that go through the kidneys, and they knock out any bacteria that might be adhering to the kidney walls and stuff. A couple of general kidney tonics would be juniper berries, cleavers, and a herb called buku. That's what I'd use in the dispensary now. And but it all depends on, maybe the person can give me a ring off here and we can talk more on the condition.
On the condition, okay. Gabriel, know what causes black spots in the line of vision? Now, I know you're not a doctor, but
black spots in the line of vision.
In the line of vision.
Yeah, well, they should actually go to their GP and get that looked at, because it could be one of a number of things. They call them floaters if they move and so on, and it could be quite benign, or it could be something very serious. So it's really something that should be assessed by a GP, or just assessed clinically, and
before deciding on any herbal remedy.
Sure,
or whatever.
yeah.
Okay. My husband suffers with urticaria. Is that correct, or urticaria?
Urticaria, I'd say.
I'm only going by the text.
Yeah, urticaria is hives. It's kind of raised hives in one part of the body or all over the body. If you ever got stung by a nettle, that's exactly what urticaria is, because the medical condition gets its name from the Latin name for nettles, which is Urtica dioica. And nettles is something I use in the clinic quite regularly, and it's a really good herb. With urticaria, what it's linked to is generally allergies or some sort of immune dysfunction, so it's generally triggered by an allergen, and that could be dietary or it could be environmental, and it's exacerbated by things like stress and so on. But so the root of urticaria is to work out what's triggering it, and again, it's something I spend an hour or so in the clinic kind of assessing. But there's certain topical agents that we can use that are anti-puretics, which stop the itching. So generally urticaria, it's hot and itchy, and it makes it worse when you itch it. So if you get a cream that kind of cools it down and reduces the itch, that's great symptomatically. And a herbal cream with the base of chickweed in it is really good for that, and also calendula. And then internal herbs for urticaria. A couple of internal traditional herbs. Nettle tea, you should drink nettle tea. It can maybe reduce the symptoms, but it's a bit more complex. I need to look at diet and so on.
Okay, urticaria, and I don't know if it's exactly the same as hives, but we've actually 2 questions in relation to hives. So I don't know if hives is the same as urticaria or a form of it. Let me see, the hives question in relation to, can you ask Gabriel what causes hives? I have about 20 of them on my leg that keeps coming.
Yeah, well, that is urticaria.
Right,
so
okay.
Urticaria is the medical name for hives. And as I say, it depends. It's different for everyone what triggers it off. So, if you get stung by a nettle and you get these bumps up, the cause of that is the sting in the nettle and so on. But what happens is histamines go down in the body, and you get this. It's an immune reaction where you get kind of raised, hot, and itchy, and so on. So it's really what could cause that. From, we'll say, if you consume foods that you're allergic to, it causes a histamine response, and it can cause the urticaria.
Right, eggs. Someone's saying, can eggs give you hives? I suppose any food can give you hives
definitely,
if you're allergic to them.
If you're allergic to it, it can, yeah. So it's something that needs to be assessed. As I'd say, over time, I'd go through all the foods and see what we're allergic to and so on, and you reduce them or omit them for a period of time, and then you can add them back in, but based on the response and the symptoms. So if it's largely reduced. Now, things like heat, or we'll say temperature, can trigger urticaria. So really cold and also really hot exposure to temperature can trigger off this urticaria. So if the person who gets it on the legs and so on, I know it's coming into summer, it's not that it's gone really hot or anything, but it could be heat, or it could be the cold.
Cold as well, okay. Dry eyes, Gabriel, anything would you recommend for dry eyes?
There's an allergic component to dry eyes. There's if it's a chronic thing that's gone on years and years, it could be something called Sjögren's syndrome, which is kind of an autoimmune condition. Again, it needs to be assessed, but could possibly be an allergy to foods. The dry eyes. Watch kind of cosmetics and stuff, the eyeliner and stuff like that may cause it. And I suppose to get over the symptoms, a little bit of saline, or you can get dummy, I'm not too sure what to call it. You can get them in the chemist, but drops, fake tears, I think they're called.
Fake tears,
it's just a low isotonic saline solution, and that can reduce the symptoms for you.
Okay, cravings from cigarettes, any herbs you can take?
Yeah, I actually have an article on my website. It's westernherbalmedicine.com. Everything there is free, all the articles and stuff. I just compile them. But I did one on smoking, where with addiction, so smoking, alcohol, anything, on a medical herbalist will treat it roughly the same way, and it's to give herbs for the nervous system. So what gives someone that compulsion to, we'd say, go back smoking and so on, tends to be if to give them up. And a lot of smokers have tried and they know what I'm talking about. They just kind of get maybe a little bit nervous, erratic, and then they go back smoking. But so, I mean, with any addiction, we give Nervine tonics, and they just kind of suppress the nervous system and suppress that compulsion. So they can be helpful. Again, it's not that simple, you take a pill and you give them up and so on. But things like one of our strongest Nervine tonics and antidepressants is St. John's wort, and that can be very effective for people giving up, anything, addictions to food, cigarettes or alcohol, and so on. And it's something that can be very beneficial. There's a traditional herb called Lobelia infilata, and it has an alkaloid in it called lobeline, and it's very similar molecularly to nicotine, and it binds to nicotine receptors in the body. So it's something that can be taken for the first 4 to 6 weeks and can reduce the nicotine thing. But the thing is with cigarettes, it's not nicotine. Nicotine is not just nicotine. Nicotine is just something that, we say, the pharmaceutical companies have latched onto, and they have all the patches and stuff. There's maybe 43 other chemicals that are addictive that's in cigarettes, and you have to kind of lose the addiction to them as well. And
which will come as a surprise to many people. There's so many questions coming in, we won't get to them all, and we'll hold them off till next week. Just a couple more. This listener is a diabetic. He has a problem passing urine during the night. Can Gabriel recommend anything for that at all?
Well, we do have diuretics, which increase the excretion of urine from the body. If it's a male caller, possibly it could be a prostate condition that's unrelated to the diabetes, but it's something that should be kind of assessed and looked at
medically. And just a final question, a lot of questions about prickly heat, itchy, tingly skin and so forth. Again,
all urticaria, yeah. It all fits under the medical condition of urticaria, and the treatment is the same as I said earlier on,
Okay, burning feet, very quickly.
Yeah, burning feet. Again, it's a difficult one, depending on the caller. If it's, say, a woman towards menopause years, you'd give hormonal herbs. Other than that, it could be a circulation problem. If it's there, and there's also varicose veins and poor venous integrity, it could be linked there, and just circulation in general.
All right, okay. Finally, Gabriel, where would someone get the chickweed cream? And someone else wants to know where your clinic is located.
Clinic's in Sligo, in Colliery in Sligo. You can give me a ring, 07191 42940, and I have the chickweed cream there.
All right, Gabriel, many thanks for joining us. We'll hold off the questions we didn't get to till next week, and thanks for coming into the studio as ever. That's Gabriel McSharry, nutritionist and medical herbalist, and we'll be talking to Gabriel next Wednesday.